maybe not so much current today, but in the Belfast that I grew up in the 50s and 60s, you could often hear women talking on the street. And you could often hear one saying to the other, "She has her place like a wee palace. It's like a little palace." And that phrase always intrigued me. It stuck with me like moon rock. And I had it in my mind for years and years and years and years. When I left Belfast and created a life for myself elsewhere, the phrase kept on sort of popping back in every so often. And the landscape of the one up, two up, two down houses, terraced houses, that red brick world that I had known growing up in the post-war Belfast. And there was one particular place, in fact, that always intrigued me. Belfast was blitzed in 1941 with the loss of about 900 people. And the area that I grew up in North Belfast, parts of it were hit very badly around Dunkirk Gardens and so on. But this image that I draw upon in this poem called Little Palaces is how people recreate a world out of what they've got. And in the second stanza, you'll hear the last line. It refers to the way in which landscape can be territorialized with flags, emblems, and in Belfast, as indeed in other parts of the world, the colours of nationhood, of nationality, can often be used to claim ownership. You'll get the point when you hear the last line. A little bit like the homes of the west of Ireland, many homes having images of John F. Kennedy or Eamon de Valera or Michael Collins, going back in time. I've been in houses with Robert Emmet there, Daniel O'Connell. In some of the houses, not of my own family, but of others I used to attend, walk into and look in, you would see the Queen, the British Queen, sitting there on a mantelpiece or up on a wall, on a horseback. And I was always intrigued by this image in these small little palaces. The kind of connection between the small house and the grandeur of imperial Britain. Little palaces. And it opens with reference to the place I was talking about. Little palaces. Donkey's Lane, an orchard and allotments, broken window frames, pigeon huts on stilts, corrugated iron, and blankets hung out on the line to air. A woman dusts the living room. The Queen on horseback smiles down upon tongues of sprouting ivy. Everything is right with the world. Even the curbstones are painted.